So what kind of reception will that bonus tax bill get now that it goes to the Senate?
And what about the role Senator Chris Dodd and Treasury Secretary Geithner played in the AIG fiasco? Let's ask South Carolina Republican Senator Jim DeMint about all this. Senator, great to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Dave, Liz, good to be with you.
Good to have you. Well, as you may know, Fox Business sued the Treasury and the Fed to get information about what they have, about information, details concerning the TARP. On one of the bits of paper that we did get back from the Treasury, this was written in November 25 by the Treasury Department, November 25 last year. It says, the company confirms that none of the proceeds of the purchase price, $40 billion that the Treasury put into AIG in November, nor the funds provided to the company under the credit agreement shall be used to pay annual bonuses. None of the money shall be used to pay annual bonuses or other future cash performance awards to executives of the company. So it was spelled out very clearly in November. There are to be no bonuses for AIG. How was that bonus clause put back in?
Well, now we know why they didn't want us to read this stimulus bill, and the Obama administration, the Democrat majority, wanted this to go through the next day. I mean, it was literally this big. Nobody read it, but they said if we didn't pass it, the world was going to come to an end. But they stuck this legislation in the stimulus bill that guaranteed these bonuses in effect. And a couple of weeks ago, they gave them another, I think, $30 billion to actually pay these bonuses. This fake outrage we're seeing from President Obama and the Democrats in Congress is hard to swallow right now, David, because it's obvious they knew it was there and they gave them the money to do it. Now they're doing more knee-jerk legislation to try to show the American people they're outraged. But it's just amateur hour in Washington right now, and this is a complete violation of the Constitution. You can't mix freedom and socialism, and that's what they're doing right now. Is they've taken over a company, and this government cannot manage the private sector. So I tell you, I'm pulling my hair out, but if it wasn't so big a problem, it would be comical.
Well, can we then assume that you will not be voting for this new bill that would tax the bonuses up to 90%?
No, two wrongs don't make a right, and obviously they put it into law that they could do these bonuses. Now they want to change the law retrospectively, which is not constitutional. What we need to do is allow these companies to go under and let them go down softly so we don't disrupt our economy, but keep throwing money at it like we're doing, again, and for the Obama administration to say they didn't know anything about it, and then to be outraged, and now to say, well, they did know something about it. This is a real mess up here, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, because this stimulus bill went through and they're forcing $1 trillion out into our economy, and you're going to see dozens and dozens of more examples of waste, fraud, and abuse, just like we're seeing with AIG.
All right, but specifically, was it Senator Chris Dodd who put that clause in there, or was it the Obama administration or Secretary Geithner?
Well, only the Senate staff and the House staff, the Democrats who are in charge of writing the bills, could have put it in there. Now, it could have been influenced by Secretary Geithner and the administration, but frankly, the bill is formed in Congress and sent to the president to sign, so we can't send the blame somewhere else. This comes back to the Democrat majority and the Obama administration working together to make this happen.
Okay, speaking of working together, will you now work together with anybody on the other side of the aisle to get something appropriate done, or is this now just full-out war between Republicans and Democrats?
Well, this shouldn't be Republicans and Democrats. I mean, what this is the American people versus the new administration and Democrat majority here. Americans are outraged, and I think they caught Obama and the Democrats by surprise, and now they're going to do some more knee-jerk legislation here. What we need to do is realize we need to back out of all of these bailouts that we've thrown all this money at and stop adding to the problem. And we need to begin to break apart AIG, and it would cost us a lot less money to stand behind the assets there than to continue to do what we're doing today. But to pass more laws and to go back and try to take money that they've already given out, that's just a bunch of fake outrage as far as I'm concerned.
Senator, I just talked to Elizabeth Warren. She's the overseer of the TARP progress. She's the Congressional Oversight Chairwoman. And she said that until we have transparency, until the Obama administration comes true with its promise to provide transparency in transactions between the Treasury, the Fed, and members of Congress, we won't have any process that is really workable. We won't have the possibility of getting paid back. When will we get that transparency?
Well, we got transparency now. We see exactly what they did, and we don't like it. So transparency after something has happened does not help us at all. And it just goes back to the problem that the United States Congress cannot manage businesses in America, and we need to stop this approach of buying into companies and acting like socialists, and remember that it's a free market system that makes this country great.
Well, Senator, let's finish on
it.
this. Let's finish on this. Treasury Secretary Geithner. Jim Bunning was on our network earlier saying he should be fired. You ready to cut him a break, or do you feel the same way?
Well, it's time for the president to lead. This is not up to Geithner. Clearly, the country has lost confidence in Secretary Geithner. The president needs to fire him, and we don't need to leave it to him to resign. This is a problem that was created by Geithner when he shaped the first TARP bill. He hasn't been straight up with Congress or the American people about what he knew and he didn't know. I think he's lost his ability to operate because no one here has any more confidence in him.
Senator Jim DeMint, thank you, Senator. Appreciate you being